Good morning, everyone. 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock on your Saturday morning. We start with tragic breaking news out of downtown Indy. IMPD telling us that 7 people were shot and 2 have died in a shooting just a few hours ago. Police Chief Chris Bailey went straight to the scene near Washington and Illinois, and the chief did not mince words in a press conference just before 4 this morning. Take a listen.
I don't know how many times I have to say it. We are not your children's keepers. You are. And parents and guardians have got to step up. A kid is dead tonight. And we just don't know the age of the young man down the street, still here, dead. He looks young.
He had a big heart, like he was always there for people.
16 years old. Wow.
Even if you're not his own, like he would be always there.
Aries White is remembering his friend, known as AZ, one of the
16
2
with a
teenagers
full
killed
sleeve
in a downtown
and a
Indianapolis
necktie?
mass shooting.
Wow.
He was just 16 years old.
Families that's hurt and kids that don't even get to see a life or experience nothing within their time.
IMPD says 7 people between 15 and 21 were shot overnight when hundreds of unsupervised kids were gathered near the Arts Garden. Another teenager, 15 years old, also died at the hospital.
We need our parents and guardians to speak up, to take charge, to be nosy.
Standing next to Mayor Joe Hogshead, IMPD Chief Chris Bailey says the department plans to add new cameras in strategic locations downtown and to increase police presence along with state officers. Authorities also plan to issue stay-away orders for violent or repeat offenders, all in hopes of preventing those already in trouble from going to hotspots downtown. They're renewing efforts to enforce their juvenile curfew, 11 p.m. for kids under 15 and 1 a.m. on Saturdays and Sundays for teens 15 and
You know what? Growing up, my grandma always told me, don't go outside during the 4th of July because it's a possibility that you can get shot.
You know, sometimes I used to get mad at, like I look back, I used to think about the times when my parents were strict. They wouldn't let me do certain things or go certain places. And now I thank God for that. Thank God for the strict parents that cared and made sure I didn't end up like this. Because that's good parenting. And this is a result of bad parenting and just all around wildness. These young kids is wild. Like
They're worse than us, bro. Because we could gather in a public building or a public place and never had this problem when I was growing up.
Yeah.
They said there was hundreds.
So hundreds of
I ain't
kids
gonna lie,
end up to
there's hundreds
shooting.
of black kids in wherever.
No police. Yeah. it's
Shots
a
are
problem.
fired.
Yeah, even on college campuses.
Statistically speaking, I mean, we're just being honest. Black men, 6% of the population, responsible for 56% of all murders. 75% of those on other black kids, and you get hundreds of black kids all together. There's a great chance shots will be fired.
I don't understand like why these young kids are just so violent. Like I can't seem to wrap my head around it. Like why are they just so comfortable with just killing one another?
It's
Nobody
the culture
wanna use
in the
these.
Democratic
Bro,
Party.
Why do you have to fight though? Like
Influencing it.
I don't understand like why you gotta have guns and fight and do all that.
It's past that.
I just don't understand this shit, bro.
And you got also think, we don't even know these kids was in gangs, so we don't even know how deep this shit
was.
really. Yeah, we don't know how deep this shit really can get.
It
So
just doesn't make any sense to me.
it's crazy. Like when they do all of this and they up police, then they're gonna say they're trying to lock us up more. They're trying to oppress us.
Right.
But when you see shit like this, it's like. Can't blame them for adding more police on the streets, bro.
6% responsible for 56%. There's nothing you can say about that. Numbers don't lie.
I'll just add on a little bit to what she said about our thoughts and prayers for the victims here tonight, their families, and the long road ahead for all of them as we try to uncover exactly what and why this all happened tonight. This kind of violence, whether downtown or any of our neighborhoods, is completely unacceptable and unnecessary. Unnecessary. Thousands of people came downtown tonight, enjoyed the fireworks, and went home. Thousands more chose to come down here and all night cause trouble. I was down here until about 12:30 tonight. I worked with my officers, took the runs with them, dealt with the disturbances, dealt with the utter disrespect for our city, for our laws,
He's hot.
and for law enforcement.
Rightfully so.
Hundreds of unsupervised kids.
If they took a poll of the kids out there, what percent of them kids have a dad at home?
Probably 10. And you know, I hate to make that a statement, but you know, the fatherlessness is why we have this type of behavior and these type of incidents.
Do you know why I wouldn't have went there when I was a kid?
Because my dad wouldn't let me.
He looks young. It's unacceptable. The police department all night long went from place to place to place,
Nothing they can do.
trying to prevent these kind of things. And I gotta be honest, I'm tired of it. You should be tired of it. This is not our job to do this. It is unnecessary. You don't have to act like this.
He's right.
He's 100% right.
Our officers, half a block away from before this shooting started, dealing with another group of individuals fighting. We made almost, probably, well, we're still tallying them, about 20 arrests tonight. Recovered guns that I know of before this happened from 2 kids. One of them was an assault rifle stuffed in the front of his pants. I'm not sure anymore what it's going to take for some in our community to wake up. I've said it. This is where the kids are.
You know what? It's sad to say, if it's keep building up like this, it's going to get to a point where there's going to do a mass incarceration again, bro.
Well, they're already doing that, I guess is what they say. But, I mean, I don't really think it's a mass incarceration when they look up the stats. That demographic is doing the crime.
Yeah.
You do the crime, you go to jail.
You're going to
So
jail.
if one group of people disproportionately commits violent crimes, they will go to jail more.
I'm just not understanding why the kids are so violent. Like he said, they just catching them with guns and all this stuff. What is going on? The kids are lost.
Bro,
the kids are lost. Like this was not a normal thing when I was coming up.
They thugging now,
It
bro.
was starting to get there.
Think about it. Kids walking around with masks on, full body thermal masks, and think it's all right. So
When 7 teenagers were shot in March of 2024 in nearly the same downtown location, IMPD said it would enforce youth curfew laws. And after 4 months, officers picked up just 3 kids for violating it. And IMPD said it wasn't tracking curfew violations. It's not clear why IMPD stopped enforcement. And Chief Bailey is pleading for parents' help.
Set clear boundaries from parents and guardians to their children. Talk to their kids about what the curfew is. Decide how often they would check in. Pick the best ways to stay in touch. Use technology to know where they are.
People like Aaron Green with Struggle Made Us, who works to combat crimes from young people, says kids need more safe places to go.
We can find outlets to give them things to do because these kids don't have anything to do. So we're telling them not to go in different places where everybody is going, but there's really no safe spaces for them to go where they can kind of be themselves, have fun.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because it seems like when you go somewhere every day, it's always something gonna happen.
he talking about a safe space, but the space was safe until they came and shot it.
I don't think, giving them another building to do this same behavior,
it's not going to change.
You know,
it.
they're making it seem like it's just not safe to be outside when it's a kid, like as a kid. But it's not the fact that it's not safe. It's the fact that the kids are making it not safe. So why would you make an outlet for the kids who seem to go out and find trouble to all be there?
They probably might have more security. Probably.
I don't know, man.
That's the only thing I can say.
I just think these type of groups, they just don't want to like. They're trying to like, oh, let's find them an outlet and all these things, but let's address what the root cause of the issue is. The root cause of the issue is that you got bad kids that are being dangerous and causing trouble. How do you fix a cancer? You cut it out. You don't just move. You cut the cancer out. You have to get rid of these bad kids at large. I'm sorry. That to me is the solution.
it is. If y'all ain't gonna have we're not gonna have dads, then we're gonna have to just gotta go to jail.
The state,
Oh, wow.
the state gonna be the daddy.
That's pretty.
Bro, if they out here
crime?
shooting, bro,
You're
You said
shooting
we ain't
people.
gonna have dads.
If we're not gonna have dads at home to discipline the kids, the state will discipline them.
Well, yeah.
That is a completely normal.
I just think these kids are just stupid, man. Like, they're just like misguided. They're bad kids. It's like,
they're not stupid. They are, but it's not their fault. But it's the parents had no guidance. So then these kids have kids, and then their kids have no guidance, and then those kids will have kids, and those kids will have no guidance, and then it's a never-ending cycle, and that's where we are. That's where we are in the black community. That's why we get on here and we call it out. I know it sounds harsh what we say and all this, but it's because we genuinely want better for the black community. We know that you don't have to act like this, and you need to someone need to whoop your ass and tell you this shit, you ain't going out there with them, and this shit is not right. Or
I don't
else
think
the
that's
state.
gonna fix it, bro.
So you don't think having dads in the homes will fix it?
Bro, a lot of them people that do have dads, some of them be gang members. A lot of this shit
That's
is
what I'm saying. Okay,
gang affiliated.
yeah. So
A lot of this is gang affiliated.
So it's too far gone.
It's too far
It
gone.
is too far gone.
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. It's just too far gone.
We gotta just pray for the black
That's
community, bro. We gotta pray for the black community because Jesus can save the black community. I don't think the state can't.
Yeah, yes they are. They got state prison.
They just said that the juvenile is too. It's over flooded.
Damn.
Bad.
So
They said it's over flooded.
that's what they
It's crazy.
just said. Yeah. So I mean, what do you do with them?
They gonna build some more.
Yeah, I guess so.
I know where my kids are at all time. So maybe that's, maybe I shouldn't be that way. 16-year-old daughter. I cannot imagine letting her roam around down here tonight like she was, like kids were. Unattended, unsupervised, nothing to do. Some of these individuals that were shot could have been very well not engaged in any kind of disturbance whatsoever. But it just caught up in a crossfire. Merely down here, enjoying ice cream, or maybe they were down here for the fireworks, or wanted to see what's going on in the circle and got caught up in whatever's happening. But look, nothing good happens after midnight. Some of these kids should not have been out here. Period. They missed the bus going back. Was some of the stories that we heard. One of our officers prevented two young girls from getting into a stranger's car because they missed the bus to go back home. Wait, you have no ability to call your parents? Your parents wouldn't come pick you up if you missed the bus?
Yeah, no.
There is a problem.
Yes,
There's a problem. It's not going to be solved by the police.
It's not.
It's our job to try to keep people safe, and they did it tonight. I watched it with my own eyes. I helped do some of it. They did all the work. They ran toward the gunfire down here as they were working another fight.
Defund the police.
They're all in. They're all
It's the
in.
wildest shit ever.
So when I hear people say, oh, we're just worried about minor things in downtown Indianapolis. No, minor things turn into big things. The amount of guns that I saw tonight on people roaming around here with nothing else to do. We can't do anything about it. Like, unless you're a kid, there's nothing, unless you're doing something with the gun or doing something illegal, we can't go up and ask you what you're doing with the gun. That turns into bad things, especially when there's fights or when there's alcohol or there's weed induced.
It's all three.
So can you confirm it was one juvenile and then one adult was dead?
We know for sure that there is one dead kid. The other one, dead individual, we're still. There's been nothing that occurred to make any kind of positive ID on that. I guarantee you, we're gonna share everything over the next day or so. All the arrests, what they were for.
Sickening, but it is just another day in the hood.
It's not even in the hood. This downtown metro.
Yeah.
This is sad, bro.
It is sad.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that this type of stuff is going on in America, and this has happened to our youth. But like you said, it's a parental issue, and somebody's got to do something. But if nobody does nothing, then the police has to start putting these kids in jail. They have to start finding the source and locking these kids up, and the punishment has to be harsh. You have to deter kids from doing this. But I don't know if putting them in jail is the answer.
This might be an extremist
It is
solution.
the answer, bro.
This
They
might
find
be-
religion. They read.
Don't say what I think you about to say.
No, this might be an extremist solution, right? This is what we'll do. For the adults that have been convicted of murder, this is why I couldn't be the president, y'all. For the adults who've been convicted of murder, for about 50% of y'all,
Death sentence.
y'all going to El Salvador or somewhere else.
Well, that's
Y'all are
good.
getting deported. Too many people in the prisons? Cool. We'll empty them. 50% of the people convicted of murder gone.
So you telling me they lose their citizenship?
Then we gonna take those buildings and make them juveniles so that we could throw these juveniles in there next.
Hold on.
Maybe
If you commit
should-
crimes with me being the president,
I got
your
an
ass
idea.
is going to jail.
So
And
somebody.
if you're an adult and you murder, you're getting deported most likely.
Nah, I got an extremist solution. It might sound crazy. You know, we losing illegal immigrant farmers and workers and builders. Teach them how to do it in jail. Make them work for pennies on the dollar.
They do that.
Yeah, especially in Louisiana. You didn't see what Angola be doing to their
I don't
prisoner?
know why we don't do that
It's not a
everywhere.
problem.
Since we got to,
do
Trump
that.
said mass
They get state free
deportations.
labor.
Job sites is, hey, watch them. Put the snipers up there. Build that shit. Get back in that cell.
Hey,
I'm just saying, like that's.
But it's
gonna
too full as the bottle, so we gotta get them empty. So that's
Hey,
why,
brother.
if you convicted of murder, you're getting deported. I'm gonna keep it 100. This is gonna be a crazy
I ain't
take,
gonna lie.
controversial
Yeah,
take.
listen.
We're sitting here deporting. Like, I know we have to deport illegal immigrants, but some of them are actually upstanding citizens who are tax paying. And then on the other hand, we have violent, murdering people who are taking taxpayer dollars to live in jail. So deport them. Deport them. Deport the murderers. In Alabama, they tried to pass a bill for that, and I would have voted hell yes.
I gotta keep it 100, man. Like we talk about the jails are too full, but I mean, if people know if you go to jail, you gotta go be a low-paid worker and slave all day, and then get back in your cell and wake up and do it again for a 30-year sentence. Oh, they gonna stop going to jail.
I don't know if they will, man.
They gonna
Because
say that's against
Well,
our
shit.
human rights.
Human rights? You done
Nah.
violated that. You killed
Deportation.
somebody. You killed
Deportation.
somebody. What about his human rights? You are us. You are property of the state, boy.
send them to El Salvador is what I say.
I mean, I don't know, man. I just think like you got to find a way to deter them. I think knowing that you're gonna be in jail.
Let them go give Africa free labor. See how they like it.
They're gonna be wreaking crime in Africa. Africa got enough problems.
Oh, no.
But you know what?
They
We got
gonna-
real
They
labor.
gonna see what they gonna yo, you want gangster? You gonna go what you looking for, buddy? Let us know what y'all think.